Hi everyone, welcome back to the Brush by Brandy YouTube channel. So this week we're working on a special piece, and when I say we, I mean there's two of us. So you guys know that I'm a mom. I have boys. My oldest boy is 15 now, and sometimes he comes to me and he wants to earn a little extra money. So I want to give him a project to work on, something that he can put his time and effort into and earn it, rather than just handing it over. And he's always game, and so it also gives me the chance to teach him skills, to let him use tools and have him understand a little bit about what I do. So this week, I'm actually going to pull a piece out of my inventory that I've had for quite some time, and I'm going to walk him through how I would walk through it with a very beginner, how to redo a piece of furniture. He's done a few pieces with me now, but as we go through, I let him have more and more and more independence in doing it. With my instruction goes down a little bit. And so it's kind of cool to see him progress and the techniques that he's learned and be able to do some of this on his own. So this week is actually a Brush by Brandy and Sons video, and I'm going to bring my son on. We're going to redo a piece together. It came out really beautiful, you guys, and he's very motivated. So I think you guys are going to like seeing this process from a beginner's perspective. Here's where I started on this piece. I've had this one in my inventory for quite some time, and I picked it up because it's really good quality, but it's kind of a unique size. I discovered right off the bat that I am missing some of the original hardware, so make a note. I'm going to try to look for some of it online, but I ended up not finding it. I'll show you what my solution to that was later. We need to start this piece off with good prepping. And so right off the bat, I knew that the top had a little bit of damage to it. I would need to sand that down. So while I have to sand it down, I'm going to go ahead and give the top a wood stained finish. This is a fairly modern piece. It's not vintage, but the body has a sort of glossy finish on it. And so I'm going to use my Surf Prep sander and scuff up the body of this piece so that my paint will grip better. I'm not worried about bleed through on this piece. It's fairly modern and it's got a light wood under there. And then with this scuff sanding, I'm going to be able to avoid using a primer. With my hardware all removed and my piece nice and scuffed, I do need to give this one a thorough cleaning. So I'm going to use Greenie's cleaner on this and then wipe over the top of it using some water to remove all that dirt, oil, and sanding dust. My piece is completely prepped now, and so let's move on to working on some of the finishes. Remember I told you that I was missing some of the original hardware. I ended up not being able to find matches to those online, so I'm going to go ahead and fill some of this original hardware holes, and I'll come back and show you what I'm going to do with these later. I'm using Timbermate, which is a wood filler that you can mix with water to make any consistency that you like. It's nice and durable. I really like this stuff. So this is a piece that I'm working on with my son, and it's going to need 2 coats of paint. So we went ahead and did the first coat, and I'm going to walk through this now and show you guys him working on that second coat. This is my son. He's great company in my workspace. He's 15, and I'm going to show you the steps that I walked through with him to go ahead and paint this piece himself. Go ahead and give your surface just a mist of water. Take your mister bottle and just mist slightly. Hang on, I'm going to show you. Let me see this. And instead of doing puddles like that, you're going to do an even mist over the top. Okay? That light mist of water over the surface is going to help his brush glide smooth and evenly. And you can really brush on the paint any which direction that you like. But when I have him do that at the end is I'm going to have him run the brush in nice, long, even linear strokes. That's going to smooth out any brush strokes that he got across the front while he was laying the paint on and give him a nice, smooth, even finish. This is Wise-Owl Chalk Synthesis paint. It is friendly to water and it does have a self-leveling capability. If you give it a reasonably good start, use a nice high quality synthetic bristle brush, it's going to lay pretty smoothly. We're using the Klingon S50 brushes here, and I really like these because they have the ability to lay on a smooth coat of paint. I can also use them for blending when I need to. It's been a really nice brush. It's quickly become one of my favorites to use. So you can see what he's doing here. He went ahead and got around all the edges of that drawer into all the moldings, and now he's going to go ahead and even out those brush strokes and give us a nice, smooth, even layer of paint. We're going to let this dry overnight. We'll come back and work on this piece tomorrow. We did add a thin coat of stain on the top. We used Minwax Jacobian stain to get this nice dark wood tone color. And now we're going to brush on some Wise-Owl varnish using a sponge. I had him dip the sponge into the container. You can also pour some into a dish and dip it into there. And you just want to fill the surface of the sponge nice and evenly. He did get a little excess on the edges. That's really normal. And so I just had him go back and make sure that doesn't puddle up on those edges. It did take some practice here to get him used to brushing on a nice, thin, even coat. Had him start in the middle and then brush from one side to the other. And then any puddling, you do want to make sure you always come back and clean that up. Try not to brush over areas that you've done early in the beginning. I just have him brush over the one area that he did before, so there's a slight overlap, and then the new coat that he's doing. Any spots that he gets bubbling or puddling on, we need to clean those up, and then he can move on and fill it and do the next layer. I had my sprayer out for some other pieces, so we did go ahead and just spray the body of this piece after we wiped on that clear coat to the top. But I wanted to show you that you can either wipe on the clear coat, you can brush it, or you can apply it using a sponge. The clear coat is going to add some protection to this paint. It also deepens the colors and makes them nice and rich. It's perfect for this dark navy. This piece is complete. I had my son help me with some staging, and these are some of the items that he chose. We're going to go ahead and take our final photos. So I ended up solving my hardware problem by filling those 2 holes on either side, and I placed my hardware in the center. That was the answer, just what I needed. Everything matches and looks great. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You can find links for everything I used in the description for this post. As always, you can find more Brush by Brandy on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube, and on my website at brushbybrandy.com. And don't forget to click that subscribe button for weekly painting tutorials here at Brush by Brandy on YouTube.